Hello everyone, I'm Gaurang Gadia. I'm a student just like yourself and an entrepreneur at the age of 22. I'm here to have a conversation with you. Well, more of a monologue. So let's just pretend this is that sort of a conversation where you listen to your friend yap about their situationship. You'll find many resources about ideas, startups, how to find the next $1 billion idea, or how to get rich fast on the internet. So I'm not here to talk to you about the philosophy of ideas. I'm here to share a story of how you, from those seats, from the front rows of your class, from the back benches, from hanging out with friends in the canteen, and from staying back in school for school events, can actually generate an idea, execute it, and bring impact. When I was in school, not long ago, I recall, I used to visit the canteen with my friends during break. We would wait for the bell to ring. As soon as it rang, one of us would say, "Let's get something to drink. It's your turn to pay today. It's his turn to pay today. No, it's not my turn to pay today." Laughing and giggling, we would go through the school lobby, reach the canteen, and almost as a custom, order iced teas. Well, funnily enough, life came full circle for us when I, along with one of those very friends, started an iced tea company. How did we come up with this idea? During the latter part of 2021, Avik and I were reading the papers. There was a lot of news about healthier and cleaner ingredients, how the big companies were deceitful, how the packaged food was not good. This made my friend Avik and I very curious. We started reading the labels and the ingredients. We found out that this is true. Juices merely had fruit. Iced teas don't have tea. Do you know, one of the biggest lemonade brands of India doesn't have any lemon in it? We recalled how we had also paid a premium to purchase chini pani. We had bonded over iced teas. So this passion that you could carbon date to our school made us start the beverage company. Now, we were from a commerce background, did not have much idea about food. We had spent most of our 12th grade drawing up journals and ledgers with scale and pencil. So we had to upskill ourselves. We had to learn food science. College had started by then, so during the mornings, we attended lectures. Delhi University is big on societies and events. So during the afternoons, we worked for those societies and events. It is only in the evening that we worked on our venture. I taught myself a bit of food science, and Avik taught himself basics of supply chain and ingredient sourcing. Little by little, we formulated the product, and we became one of the first people to create a shelf-stable product with honey and Khan Chacha. Now, our school friends and college friends became our first lab rats, with whom we conducted tastings. They appreciated the product, they loved it, but we were still looking for commercial validation, for the confidence that would make us invest ourselves into the venture. We found this in August 22 when we struck a deal with a major client, Khan Chacha. Again, the story roots back to our school. Khan Chacha and its most iconic location was adjacent to the school Avik and I attended in Delhi. When we were thinking of how to distribute our products, we thought, let's go with restaurants, and the first brand that came to us was Khan Chacha, the place where we used to go after school and during staybacks. Through some jugaad, I reached out to the founders, got them our samples. They loved it. I told them about our connection with their brand from the school days. We negotiated a deal, and boom, we were in business. Little by little, we have been trotting. Since then, we have worked with some of the iconic brands and some iconic events. Shark Tank happened for us last year. Our episode aired this year in March, where we got a deal from the investors. That is the business part of things. Business has its highs and lows. It's cyclical in nature. But what I mean to say is that everyone will say that you're in school, you're naive. But my best ideas that got me to Shark Tank were actually carbon dated back to school. So I am just saying, act on your most stupidest ideas because you never know the kind of ripple effect they may end up creating. Here are 3 takeaways that I want you to take from this story. First, all your friends are important. The ones you share class notes with, the ones you bunk classes with, the ones who top, and the ones you know are trouble, the ones your parents and teachers tell you to stay away from, and the ones you talk about sports and your hobbies with. At the same time, you need to have the ability to distinguish which is which, because you never know who becomes your first customer, the person who gives you brutal, honest feedback when you create something, or can actually become your co-founder. Being aware is highly important because the people you spend your most time with genuinely influences your decisions and trajectory. Second, I once visited a Halloween store. I saw a Batman costume there with a note on it. It read, "Capes don't enable the user to fly." We're all busy collecting such capes, rote learning to get marks, to get into a credible fancy college, expensive cars and clothes. Now don't get me wrong, the brand person and marketeer in me is all for collecting such capes. But I'm saying the ability to fly will come from the user within. If we hadn't spent time to research about the beverage market and teach ourselves food science, we wouldn't have been able to answer the questions in Shark Tank, and probably we wouldn't have gotten the deal. We spent the time to upskill ourselves, and that's why we could get the deal in the tank. Upskill yourself, spend time and invest time to build that skill set for you. When you develop the ability to fly, then the capes will be just great branding. Lastly, I mean to say, is that don't start up for your CV, a fancy college or a job. Let's not make this a process as a step of a corporate ladder. Start up because you really want to. Because what you do is really impactful. We are the generation that will define the next 2 decades of the country. And trust me, what we do genuinely matters. So I'll just leave you with this. Do things that build you, and then the capes will just be great branding. Thank you so much.